Hello, this is Bhargav Mahajan from third year Information Technology Department. This is the fourth experiment in the Python lab. Here we will learn about central tendency, statistics and skewness of the dataset that we have imported. Later on we will import another dataset and then split the dataset into training data and testing data. Generally the ratio of training and testing data is like 80% data and 20% testing data. So let's get started here. So we import pandas. So this is a sample database that we have been using from previous experiments. This is like subject 1 2 3 4 5 total marks and a pointer and the remark. So we are just measuring central tendency and the skewness of the columns. So data that describe. mm, so yeah, count total roll number, total students, so basically 155. Yeah, mean mean of all the subjects, mean of total, standard deviation, minimum total, maximum total. And yeah, this is quartile ranges, like first quarter, like minimum first quarter, second, third, and this is fourth one. So like total column mean is 620. We already found that, yeah, 620. The mode is 643, so 643 appeared number of times. Median is 633. The df dot, we can also find out, like we can specific columns and then find out their mean. So yeah, this is the mean of s1 s2. We actually found out here, where, yeah, this one. We can also found out like median, mode, also variance of the columns. Actually we can also find the variance of entire data set, like df dot var, and we will get entire this part. uh, Later on, standard deviation, basically square root, I think, yeah. Uh, s- then then we found interquartile range. We from scipy.stats we import interquartile range, and we got a 81. uh, then skewness is the measure of asymmetry, like the data is right skewed or left skewed. So basically it is negative, it means it is right skewed data. So we can see here down that we have plot in from SNS. We import seaborn as SNS, and then by using matplotlib we plot this chart. Like roll number is basically it's just flat line only. S1, so data is right skewed, basically right skewed, it is negative. S1, S2 also, S3, S4, S5, and so total is also right skewed. So we get negative values. So therefore we got all negative values. If it is positive, then it is left skewed data. Uh, then here we plot the, yeah, distribution plot, basically. The density of the subject, S1, and also plot bar plot, and this is graph. uh, yeah. mm, then this is total is also right skewed. So yeah, here also we can see it is right skewed. uh, roll number is flat, basically. Then this is training and testing data split. We import car data. uh, the total 301 rows and 9 columns. So among that, we find correlation among columns. The correlation is found only on continuous variable columns, like not categorical one. So like here is one. So yeah, basically same column, it is one correlation. uh, but is selling and present is this selling price and kilometers driven. So therefore selling price is highly dependent on present price. You can see here. Also kilometer drivens and selling price has not much effect, but we will see that. uh, so in x, we also split the data internally as x and y, where x is a feature column basically, and y is the target variable or independent variable, and x are dependent variable. From x we predict y. So we split the dataset into x and y, basically. And then from sklearn dot model selection we import train test split, and then test, and then into split that data into x train, x test, y train, y test. So basically in test size 2.0 means 20% it is testing data, and 80% it is training data. So like we when we split we got this. like X train is 240, also Y train will be also 240, then X train 61 and Y train 60. So we successfully splitted our data set into into training and testing. So yeah, this is the fourth. Now this is the B part of the experiment number 4, where we are doing hypothesis testing. The hypothesis testing, we are using 4 tests: T test, Z test, chi-square test, and ANOVA test. The T test and Z test are basically used when we are comparing one categorical. We are making assumption about one categorical column and continuous column. So basically, if the sample size is less than 30, then we use t-test and then give our null hypothesis, and similarly provide a alternate hypothesis. When the n size is greater than 30, then we do z-test. Uh, so yeah, so basically we imported a car data set. Yeah, previous data set only. No, this is the new one data set. Uh, Then we took age column specifically, and here the ages are given like 2014, 13, 17. So I just took current year and minus the df column here. Then we got length of age, that is 301 total rows. Then we imported numpy when mean of the ages we stored in car age mean. So like 9.3 years is the mean age of the car. Then we took sample of 10. So basically we are doing t-test here on the data set, sample of 10, and from this edges array we took 10 random samples. So this is a 10 random sample. Then scipy dot t-test one sample. Basically on one sample t-test, basically one column we are doing. So one sample t-test, we apply this on the car age sample. Car age sample is this array, and we took this as 30. So we got p value as 3.2. Now p value is less than 0.05 is like 5% level of significance that we are providing. So like if less than 5%, then we are rejecting the null hypothesis, and if it is greater than 0.05, then we accepting the null hypothesis. So here we are rejecting the null hypothesis since we have enough evidence about against the null hypothesis. Now here we are doing one sample test on randomized data. So here we took the edges like random array, and the random array of 32 size. Then we took mean of that array. Mean of that array edges is 30.3. So then we took a random sample of 10 from the above array. We got this one, and then mean of this array is 33.35. So from one sample test we put this as age sample and compare it with this mean, and then do a one sample t-test. We got 0.46 as the value. 0.46 is therefore uh, greater than 0.05, hence we are accepting the null hypothesis in this t-test. Yeah, so here two sample t-test two basically that sample t-test, we are taking two samples from a single population. So we import scipy.statostat and random.seed12 uh, age b classes in one class, l another class a is another class, t-test p value t sample. uh, We did a is equal to class A dot edges and B class B dot edges on the two samples, and we got the p value as 0.001, which is way less than 0.05, a significance value. Hence we are rejecting the null hypothesis since we got enough evidence against the null hypothesis. So yeah. So now chi-square test. The chi-square test is done when we have to compare the two categorical data, like test of independence or goodness of fit, basically. So we from the SNS Seaborn we load dataset tips, total tips that the person gave on a dinner or lunch anytime. So like male, female, data set, so there are 244 rows and 7 columns. Then we make contingency table of the database, basically whether he is a smoker or not, the female male smoker or not. uh, so we make contingency table about sex and the smoker. So like male is 60% yes and 97 no, female 33 yes and 54 are non-smokers. uh, Now we do observe value. Observe values like these values are only observed values. We found out expected values. The expected values are found by stats.accuracy contingency database. In val array, we found the expected value as 59, 97, 33, and 54. Here in expected value, we store val 3, which is 3 is basically first is statistic, second is p value, DOF, and this one is third index like 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, third index. So therefore third 3, and then array. Now we got these expected and observed values. So basically we have to use the formula. Basically here it is the formula, but before that we took degree of freedom, that is 1, number of rows minus 1 into number of columns minus 1. So yeah, alpha is 0.05. From now chi square like sum like observed minus expected the whole square upon expected values. Chi-square test. So print chi-square statistic, we got 0.0019. Critical value as 3.8. Now we for using statistic and DOF we found out the p value is 0.96. Now 0.96 significance level is 0.05, degree of freedom is 1, and p-value is 0.96. Chi-square statistics is 0.19, 0.0019. So like chi-square test statistic greater than equal to critical value if it is greater than equal to critical value, where it is not greater, so it will skip this. If p value is less than equal to alpha, the p value is 0.96 is not less than equal to alpha, therefore there is no relationship between the two categorical variable. So yeah, now z test. Z-test is basically t-test with t-test where sample size is greater than 30. We use Z-test. So yeah, it is same only a population mean, car age sample, random choice, age and sample. The age is this one, the above that we calculated. This age. So Z test age and sample size is now 30. So we now therefore the car age sample is now consist of 30 elements. So we found that population mean, that is this entire mean, this age mean at 30, and car sample mean there is 30 elements mean is this one. So yeah, we have printed out 9.1 and 9.3 is population and 9.1 is sample mean, and age dot standard deviation is 2.89. So now we have to do Z test on this. So like standard deviation population is 0 2.89, alpha we took as 5% level of significance, then data we took SD into random 50, and now data we populate has like standard deviation into 50 random numbers plus population mean. Now doing Z test, we put data value is equal to 8. Now this is just a number that we have taken less. So like let's run this. We have to run entire runtime, run all. Yeah, so basically alternative larger means we are checking if this value is larger than the data's mean, and this, and we got the p value is 4.6, where 4.6 is way less than alpha, is less than alpha, therefore we reject null hypothesis. One null hypothesis was both this is larger, like 8 is larger than this is, therefore we reject null hypothesis. 8 is not larger than 9.37. So now if we took 10, which is a null hypothesis, that this mean is larger than the population mean, so that we fail to reject null hypothesis means null hypothesis is now expected, now accepted. So if we took smaller and here we put like 8, then this is our null hypothesis that this value 8 is smaller than our population mean, and which is it is true. Therefore we should be fail to reject the null hypothesis. So yeah, fail to reject null hypothesis. If here we put 10, that is it is false, so like it is not smaller, so like keep it 8. Oh, so basically now we have to do our sample mean. Basically sample mean is sample mean, yeah, this sample mean is smaller, then yes, our sample mean is definitely smaller, like it is 9.3 and oh, population mean is 9.37 and sample mean is 9.36. Therefore it is smaller, so it our null hypothesis was like population mean, sample mean is smaller than population mean. It is true, therefore it failed to reject null hypothesis. If you put a larger, then it should give us false. True only, because it is same only literally size. If we put a 9.1, yeah, it doesn't make much difference. Yeah, on 9 it did make. So like 9, see the alpha value, it is p value, it is 0.0055. So yeah, let's move to next test, that is ANOVA test, analysis of variance. uh, Analysis of variance is done when we have to compare two multiple categorical columns, uh, and then find out the continuous column outcome. In t-test, one or two only are done in multiple columns. If multiple columns are present, then we use ANOVA test. uh, there are two types of ANOVA test: one way ANOVA test and two way ANOVA test. If the we have to predict one independent variable, if there is one independent variable in our data set, then we use one way ANOVA test, and if there are two independent variable, then we use two way ANOVA test. So now we will do one way ANOVA test. So like from scipy.stats we import f1 way. It is used for like one way ANOVA test. The alpha value is 0.05. We took four arrays of performance, and performance ones is basically performance of engine oil. So like performance of one engine oil was like this. I consider five different cars, and it was like 89, 89, 88. Performance of engine oil 2 in that five different cars is this and this. We have to predict, is there any difference in the performance, basically difference in variance of these engine oils. So now we will do test, conduct one way ANOVA test basically, and in f way, if f1 way we pause uh, performance 1, performance 2, performance 3 and performance 4, or print p value we got a 0.16. 0.16 is less than 0.05. Yeah, so therefore we reject null hypothesis. A null hypothesis was that all the engine oils are equal, no difference in engine oil, and therefore, but the alpha value is p value is less than alpha. Therefore we got enough evidence against the null hypothesis that the engine oils are surely different. Therefore we reject the null hypothesis. So this is the ANOVA test. So yeah, thank you.